God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "Listen carefully. What now seems confusing and heavy, I am using to mold you." I know that many times you have tried to understand why certain paths seem to close before you, but in truth, I was only directing you to the right route. No door that closed was a punishment. It was only a change of direction guided by my hands. You were not forgotten, son, you were set apart. The situations that hurt you were the same ones that strengthened you. Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inner self and reflects on the outer. If you want to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click the link pinned in the first comment. There, you will find a simple practice, lovingly guided, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. The silence that has so disturbed you was the fertile ground where I planted your new strength. Now, the time of doubt comes to an end and the time of revelation begins. In every pain, I hid an answer. In every waiting, I left a purpose. While you believed everything was standing still, I was moving the invisible in your favor. The heavenly clock is never late. It fulfills every promise at the perfect moment. You got used to absence, but I am about to fill all the voids. You will see beauty bloom in places where once there was only darkness. What seemed to be the end will be the starting point for something much greater. I lead you with love, even when you do not understand my ways. Comment, God is working even when I can't see it. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them. Psalm 34 verse 7, Son, there are angels who walk with you, even if you do not see them. They accompany you on the nights when tears soaked your pillow and on the mornings when discouragement tried to take hold of your heart. They know the prayers that never came out of your mouth but that I heard in the silence of your soul. These angels see what your eyes cannot reach. They know the dangers I prevented before you even approached them, and now they are preparing the way for the new season of your life. Trust them, for they act under my command. Every step you take is carefully guided, and no movement occurs without my consent. Sometimes I allow you to feel the weight of the desert, but I never let you cross it alone. When your feet grow weary, they sustain you. When fear tries to dominate you, my Spirit reminds you that you were chosen to live an eternal purpose. There is a plan designed with perfection, and in it nothing is by chance. Even the tears you shed in silence were precious seeds, and now they will begin to bloom into blessings that will turn your pain into testimony. Comment, God's angels guard and guide me. Do not look at what you have lost, beloved son, but at what I am still about to give you. I know there are open wounds from what was taken from you, but nothing escaped my sight. No opportunity was wasted, no dream was in vain. Everything that was necessary remained, and what was lost fulfilled the purpose of making room for the new that is coming. A table is being prepared in your honor, and upon it, you will serve testimonies of victory. I will justify you before those who doubted you. You will not need to explain yourself, for my glory will speak for you. I am the God who enters the story at the last minute and transforms pain into honor. I am the one who changes diagnoses, rewrites chapters, and restores what seemed lost. Your life will be a living sign that the impossible obeys me. No detail escaped my control, and even the time that seemed cruel served to teach you to trust in me. What is coming will repay every tear, every weight, every wound. I tell you, what seemed like a delay was only preparation for an abundant harvest. And when the time comes, you will understand that everything, even the suffering, was part of my perfect plan. Comment, my story is in God's hands. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, Beloved son, you believed that your best days were behind you, but I tell you, the best is yet to come. When you thought your chapter had ended, I merely turned the page. I am the author of your life, and I am still writing about you with ink of promise and grace. The pains you lived through were only the prologue of a story of overcoming and light. Every time you thought of giving up, I was there, silently sustaining you. I saw when you tried to smile despite your exhaustion, when you chose to believe even without strength. And that is why now I will reward you before everyone. There is no suffering that does not become purpose in my hands. What was once a tear will become testimony. Comment, the Lord is writing a new chapter in my life. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. The enemy tried to convince you that it was too late, that nothing would change, that you no longer had value. But he lied. While he pointed out your flaws, I was watching your heart. I saw your faithfulness even when it was wounded, your faith even when it was tired. And now the time of turning has come. This is the inflection point that changes everything. I am lifting you with authority and clothing you with strength. Where discouragement once paralyzed you, you will now stand firm and dream again. The hope that seemed dead will begin to pulse once more. The wind of my spirit is blowing over your home, your mind, and your path. I am breathing new life within you, awakening what was dormant, reviving what seemed lost. Do not be afraid of the new season that begins, for it carries my signature. Every closed door was only a redirection, every silence a preparation. I have seen your perseverance, and now I honor your endurance. The night has fulfilled its purpose, now dawn rises upon your destiny. You will see beauty emerge from ashes, and peace will take the place of pain. My breath renews your strength, stand up, for your story is not over. Comment, the hope of God is alive in me. And God said, Behold, I make all things new. Revelation chapter 21 verse 5, everything that seemed to have lost its meaning is about to transform. I will restore the joy that time stole, return the enthusiasm for life, and ignite a new fire within you. I am the same God who opened the sea before Moses, who gave Hannah the miracle of Samuel, who called Lazarus out of the tomb, and today, I step into your story to rewrite it in light. No desert is too vast to hinder my movement, no pain too deep that I cannot heal. When you least expect it, doors will open, hearts will reconcile, opportunities will arise. I will surprise you with the unexpected, and you will understand that every waiting season was sacred preparation. What seemed like delay was divine alignment. You will laugh again, not because life is perfect, but because my peace will dwell in you. I am making all things new, even those you thought were beyond repair. Your past will not define your future, my promise will. What once brought tears will now bring songs of victory. Comment: God is making all things new in my life. My child, there are promises that have not yet been fulfilled because they required an exact time. And that time is now. You will witness the power of the suddenly. What seemed distant will come quickly and supernaturally. I did not forget what I promised you. I was simply preparing the atmosphere for the miracle to be complete. What has been closed for years will open. What seemed irreversible will be turned around. What hurt you will become your strength. And when you look back, you will see that nothing escaped my perfect plan. Your days of humiliation will give way to days of honor. Your fears will melt into confidence. Your heart will find rest again. I have been orchestrating everything behind the scenes, and now I bring you into a season of visible glory. The walls that blocked you will crumble, the paths that were hidden will be revealed. I will exceed your expectations and fill your heart with peace that human reason cannot explain. The moment you've prayed for has arrived. Trust me, my timing is flawless. Comment: I believe that God's timing is perfect. Those who sow in tears shall reap with joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. My child, the tears that watered your path were never wasted. Each one was gathered in my hands and turned into a seed of miracle. What was once pain will now bloom into gratitude. I saw your silent cries in the night, I heard the trembling voice of your soul asking for help, and today I declare, the time of harvest has come. Your faithfulness will be rewarded. You will see restoration where there was emptiness, healing where there was wounding, laughter where there was mourning. Your faith has been the soil where I planted the impossible, and now it breaks forth. The barren places are awakening to life. Do not fear the future, it is held securely in my hands. You will not walk in circles anymore. The road that once led to tears will now lead to songs of joy. What was heavy will become light, and what was bitter will taste sweet again. I am the Lord of your harvest, and this season is marked by abundance. Comment: my tears will become testimonies of joy. Beloved child, this is the beginning of your new story. Everything you have lived until now was preparation. Your life will bloom again, and your faith will be renewed. You will be a lighthouse for many who still walk in darkness. I raise you today as a living sign of my power. Walk without fear, for I go with you. Wherever you step, my presence will accompany you. Listen to me carefully, my beloved one. You are not here by accident, and these words are not a coincidence. You found them because I wanted you to. I guided you to this very moment, because your heart has been whispering prayers that only I could hear. I have seen how you've been trying to hold on, even when everything around you seemed to crumble. You thought your strength had run out, but it was then that mine began to work. The world called it the end, but for me, it was just the preparation for your new beginning. You've been walking through what looked like ruins, but beneath that dust, I have been preparing the foundation for a greater life. I have never left you, not even for a second. While you doubted your worth, I was whispering purpose into your soul. While you cried, I was collecting your tears, turning each one into seeds of resurrection. What was broken will breathe again. What was buried will rise. What you thought was over is only about to start. I am the breath that revives what human eyes have already buried. I am the light that breaks through the darkest valley. I am not finished with you. Do not despise the days of silence. They were not wasted, they were sacred. When you felt ignored, I was working where you couldn't see. My silence was not absence, it was strategy. The seed does not grow in the noise, it grows in the dark. In the unseen soil of pain, I was cultivating faith, patience, and endurance inside you. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was. The delays were not punishments, they were alignments. What you called waiting was actually me preparing the ground for what is next. And now, beloved, the first sprouts are beginning to break through the soil. Look closer, not with your eyes, but with your spirit. You'll notice how your heart has become softer, your discernment sharper, your faith purer. You no longer chase everything that sparkles, now you seek what truly matters. You've been refined, not rejected. You've been redirected, not forgotten. You are now standing on the threshold of the promise. The same pain that broke you has become the soil of your purpose. The same season that isolated you was the one I used to build intimacy between us. I hid you, not to punish you, but to protect you. Do not fear the years that have passed. I am not bound by human clocks. My timing is not delayed, it is divine. Abraham thought the promise had expired when his body grew old, yet I fulfilled it exactly when all logic said it was impossible. Moses thought his mission had ended at the back of a desert, yet I called him when everyone else had forgotten his name. My plans don't run out with time, they mature with it. As long as there is breath in your lungs, I am not done. You are still alive because there are chapters left to live. There are songs you haven't sung, places you haven't walked, and miracles you haven't seen. What you lost was not the end, it was the clearing of space for what is coming. The door you thought had closed was never locked, it was simply waiting for the right moment to open. I don't deal in leftovers. I don't recycle your past, I redeem it. I make all things new, not by patching the old, but by creating something entirely different. And when I act, it won't be subtle or small. It will be so distinct, so unexpected, that you won't be able to explain it, you'll just know it was me. You've spent years wondering if I still had something beautiful reserved for you. You looked around and saw others rising while you stayed behind. You mistook delay for denial, but I was teaching you depth. I was teaching you to hear me in whispers, to recognize my fingerprints in silence, to trust me when nothing made sense. You learned to walk by faith, not by sight, and that is the rarest treasure a soul can carry. You thought I had forgotten your prayers, but I was storing them in heaven's vault, waiting for the moment when your character could carry the blessing without it breaking you. You are ready now. The years that seemed wasted were actually years of becoming. Every closed door, every no, every tear, none of them were in vain. I was behind each turn, each delay, each redirection. You saw loss, I saw protection. You saw rejection, I saw refinement. You saw a dead end, I saw the beginning of a miracle. Look back now with new eyes and see how I've been weaving every thread. The heartbreaks that nearly destroyed you became the cracks where my light entered. The loneliness that once terrified you became the quiet where you learned to hear my voice. The disappointments that made you question everything became the soil where humility and strength took root. You see, I am the gardener of devastated fields. I don't abandon desolate lands, I transform them. I breathe life over ashes and bring forth beauty from what was once barren. You've been through fire, yes, but the fire didn't consume you, it refined you. You've walked through floods, but they didn't drown you, they cleansed you. You are not the same person who once cried for rescue. You are wiser, softer, stronger. Now I can entrust you with what I've been preparing all along. The season of confusion is ending, and the season of clarity is beginning. You will look back and understand that what once felt like breaking was actually birthing. So, my beloved, lift your eyes again. The story is not over. I am the author of redemptive endings. I save the best wine for last. When everyone thinks it's finished, that's when I begin. You will smile again, not because everything is perfect, but because you will see my hand in everything. You will sing again, not because all pain is gone, but because hope has returned to your heart. You will walk through doors that no one thought would open. You will experience peace that makes no sense to the world. You will testify, not with pride, but with tears of gratitude, saying, "This was God." What I'm about to do in your life will not come from leftovers, it will come from heaven's abundance. You haven't been forgotten, you've been preserved. The delay was never denial, it was divine design. You thought the flame was dying, but I'm breathing new fire into your spirit. Stand firm, my child. The time of silence is ending. The time of fulfillment is here. The best is yet to come. There were days when no one saw you. You felt invisible, surrounded by people yet wrapped in silence, carrying weights no one else could perceive. You walked through long nights, where only your soul understood the depth of your ache. But now, lift your eyes. The last door still stands before you, waiting to open, not by your weary strength, but by my grace. It won't be your tired hands that turn the handle, it will be my extended arm. I am the God of new beginnings, the one who writes beyond endings. Even when the world has placed a full stop, I am the author who continues the sentence. It doesn't matter how many years have passed or how many dreams seemed buried beneath time, if I am still in control, and I am, then nothing is lost. What seems over is often only paused. I have not forgotten your prayers whispered into the void. Each word was received, each tear was collected, and every lonely night became a seed planted in eternity. The same grace that once called you out of darkness is now preparing to reopen the path before you. You think you've been walking alone, but every step you've taken has been watched, every sigh has been heard. My presence does not fade with seasons, nor does my faithfulness depend on circumstances. I have never given up on you. I am not one who changes his mind halfway through the story. When I speak, I fulfill. When I plant, I bring forth fruit. The seed I placed within you still carries life, even if it has lain dormant through storms and droughts. I do not abandon what I begin, my stories never remain unfinished. You are not an afterthought, you are a masterpiece in process. You tell me that time is slipping away, that your dreams belong to yesterday, that opportunities are lost forever. But you forget, I am the one who created time itself. To me, a day can hold the power of a lifetime, and a lifetime can change in the blink of an eye. What seems late to you is right on time for me. I am the master of divine timing, the one who transforms too late into just in time. I am not governed by the clocks of men, I move according to purpose, not pressure. While you thought you were standing still, I was arranging every piece of your future. Those closed doors you mourned were never failures, they were filters. I was not rejecting you, I was redirecting you. The paths that disappeared beneath your feet were not lost, they were replaced. Some people left because I led them away. Certain connections broke because they could not follow you where I'm taking you next. What you called loss was often protection. And though now you look back with pain, soon you will look back with gratitude, realizing that I was working even when you couldn't see it. Every disappointment carried a hidden purpose. Every delay was a setup for divine alignment. Within you still beats the fragile rhythm of hope, the spark I myself planted. Don't let it die. Don't let the flame I lit flicker out beneath the wind of fear. Promises still await their unveiling. There are still miracles queued in heaven, waiting for your appointed time. You haven't seen everything I've prepared. You haven't lived everything that's destined to unfold. There are chapters yet unwritten, and scenes still waiting to shine with glory. Remember the prayers you thought disappeared into silence? They did not vanish, they took root. I keep every word spoken in faith, every tear shed in surrender. I remember the nights when you whispered my name and felt no answer. But silence was never absence. Silence was strategy. I was building when you thought I was gone. I was shaping outcomes you couldn't yet comprehend. Behind the stillness, construction was happening. The foundation of your new season was being laid in quiet precision. And now, as dawn approaches, the blueprints I designed in the shadows will emerge into light. You are about to step into a season that bears no resemblance to what came before. It will be new, completely, beautifully new. Like Lazarus, what the world declared dead is about to breathe again. When everyone else had given up, when all said, "It's over," I stepped into the scene. I waited not because I was late, but because I was orchestrating the perfect moment. I am never early, but I am never late. When I arrive, resurrection follows. I am the God who brings back what was lost, who revives what was forgotten, who restores what the world buried. There are parts of your life that smell like endings, emotions entombed, relationships broken, dreams wrapped in shrouds, but I still speak the same command: come forth. This word is alive because I am alive. And my voice still echoes through the tombs of despair, calling forth what once seemed beyond reach. In the quiet hours of the night, when the world's noise fades and your thoughts grow heavy, that's when my whisper becomes clearest. It's not a loud call demanding attention, it's a soft assurance, a warmth that settles deep within your heart, reminding you that every heartbeat, every breath is woven into my divine design. Peace, when it comes from me, isn't escape, it's alignment. It's not running away from reality, but finally standing in sync with eternal truth. In the stillness of surrender, the storm loses its power. Doubts dissolve not because all answers are given, but because my presence outweighs the need to understand. It's in that serene trust that faith grows strong roots. The path may still twist through uncertainty, but you begin to see, perhaps for the first time, that you were never alone in your wandering. Each turn, each delay, each apparent detour was part of the sacred map I wrote with my own hands. Look closely around you. The signs of my presence are subtle but constant, those chance encounters, the unexpected opportunities, the quiet nudges that lead you to places you never planned to go. These are not coincidences. They are divine threads weaving the tapestry of your destiny. Every person who crosses your path, every lesson carved through pain or joy, is part of the grand symphony of who you are becoming. Don't underestimate the power of small moments. Hidden within them are the seeds of extraordinary miracles. Trust the process, even when it feels painfully slow. Each step, even the ones that feel like missteps, draws you closer to the fullness awaiting you. You will walk again in places you thought were lost to your past. You will stand again where shame once bowed your head, and this time, you will stand in honor. I will raise you up precisely in the same places where you were brought low, because I do not forget. I remember the tears, the prayers, the battles fought in secret. The pain was never wasted. The silence was never meaningless. Every season had purpose, and its fruit will soon appear. Now, take a deep breath and believe again. The world around you may still look unchanged, but heaven is already in motion. My hands are already shaping what your eyes have yet to see. Do not measure your future by your past. Do not limit the infinite to what once hurt you. I am rewriting your story with grace as my ink and mercy as my signature. The time you thought was gone is being redeemed. The dreams you buried are being resurrected. The heart that once broke will beat stronger, freer, purer than before. You thought you had reached the end, but you are only standing at the threshold of beginning. Let go of the fear that clings to endings and step forward into what I've prepared. Trust me, even when the details remain unseen. For I am the God who finishes what he starts, who perfects what he promises, who turns ashes into dawn. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. And this time, the story will not end in loss, it will end in glory. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.